Hello, my lovely viewers. On today's episode, we'll be talking about three major reasons that could lead to visa refusals at the embassy during your interview. Fundamentally, you need to be very, very strategic in your responses to the questions you've been asked at the embassy during your interview. How do you go about being strategic about the responses you give to each question that you've been asked by the visa officer or the counselor at the embassy during your interview? Here is how to go about it. When you are being asked a question like, how are you going to fund your deficit? How are you going to pay for your deficit? How are you going to cover your deficit? And the likes. You need to be very, very strategic. You don't have to sound generic. You have to say something like this. Supposing you're being sponsored by your parents, your uncle, or your aunt, you could say, officer, my deficit will be taken care of by my parents, who are successful business people. They own XYZ companies or company, and they make an annual income of XYZ after tax with a staff strength of XYZ. With that, you're being strategic. Okay? And with that, you have been able to explain to the visa officer that my parents really have this money. They have successful businesses. They have, the number of staff strength. They pay taxes. And with that, of course, the visa officer will be convinced that, of course, how to fund your deficit will not be an issue to you when you are in the US. Additionally, you have to personalize your responses, your answers. You don't answer what applicant A had answered before. These people have been at the embassy for years, and they have listened to the stories that have been told by a lot of students, a lot of applicants. Most of them go there and repeat questions, and repeat answers. So they know when you're coming to tell them what another person had told them, and they don't really, take that. That doesn't add up to them. They will be skeptical about your response when you sound generic. But when you personalize it and make it your own story, your own peculiar story, of course, they will give you a listening ear, consider what you're saying, and then get convinced. That is, if your story is actually convincing. And of course, it will result in a visa approval. Than going there to tell them what so many applicants come to tell them every other day. They don't take that. Most importantly, the school you are attending can also determine whether or not you will be approved or refused at the embassy during your interview. The recent policy by the Department of Homeland Security states that if you are applying to a school that has more than 15% international students, you are risking your chances of getting approved at the embassy. Therefore, if you are making application to attend a school in the United States as an international student, you have to look for those schools that have at least below 15% of international students who are in attendance in that school. With that, you can stand a greater chance of getting approved at the embassy. So, on the whole, being strategic with your answers at the embassy would do the magic for you. Don't go there and repeat answers. Don't go there and say what every other candidate has been saying. But when you personalize it in terms of your own peculiar story, of course, the visa officer will be convinced and say to himself or herself, oh, this applicant is actually different. Oh, this applicant is not like every other applicant. Oh, this story is quite convincing. Oh, this story is quite personal. I need to give it, a close attention, consider it, and then approve it. And that will actually lead to your visa approval. Thank you, my lovely viewers, for your attention and audience. Stay tuned as more and more videos will be coming on F1 Visa Interview Tips. Thank you.